a pretty fancy arrangement right here. You know, I've got a nice machine-made, supposed to be glass. I don't know if it is or not. I've dropped it. It didn't shatter. The Coricidin bottles used to shatter when they were real glass.
Well, what is it called? What you're wearing? What is
Oh, it's a slide bar.
Oh.
It's a slide bar, and I described it like I did because back in the day, you know, they might use the neck of a wine bottle. Oh, sure. There's a story about Elmore James being hassled by the police in an alley behind a bar because he was rummaging through the garbage. Well, he was looking for a bottle. He was looking for something to fashion a quick slide bar out of because he was performing in the tavern. And he didn't have a bar. And Elmore James played with a bar. He's famous for playing with a bar. They would use a bone. Remember, they were on the farm. They'd use a bone. And this story goes way back, but Buddy Guy, again, in his book, describes how he took... Now, in his case, they didn't have any glass in the windows. And then one year, they finally got some screens. Well, if his mom and dad left the farm, he'd wiggle wire out of the screen, and then he'd nail it between the post on the porch and the floorboard of the porch. And then they'd slide something on it, whether it was a bone or a piece of glass or whatever it might be. Horn, you know, from cattle, whatever it might have been. And that was, a lot of those guys, that was their first instrument. Even Buddy Guy. You think of Buddy Guy as being a modern player, but he's 84 years old. When he came to Chicago, he was 20 years old, and one of the first people he met was Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters is already a big star. But he didn't get here till the late 50s. Muddy had already come in and took over, you know. He, forget the name of the joint he said he was playing, but he was playing a joint, 707 Club or something, you know. And the owner said, somebody wants you outside. And he said, I'm not going outside. You know, I heard about Chicago. He says, the mud wants you outside. He said, somebody wants to mug me? He said, the mud wants you outside. Muddy Waters. And he describes how he had heard Muddy Waters on the radio in Louisiana. So he was a hero. And he went out and there was a car and Muddy was in the back seat. You know, he was the king of the South Side. He had a car, he had a driver. He was in the back seat, you know, dressed to the nines. And he made him a sandwich. Right there in the car, he made him a sandwich. And said, you look hungry, boy. He said, I am, sir, I am. And Muddy Waters made him a sandwich. And he said he was broke, he was down, he'd run out of money. And it was cold. And he was that close to calling his dad to get back to Louisiana and go back to the farm when he met Muddy Waters. So it was Muddy Waters who got it all started. I mean, he was the first star on chess. And along with Muddy Waters came, like I was mentioning, Willie Dixon. Started as a bass player and a singer, but he became the producer, songwriter.